Welcome to an episode of the CSE Student Tools 101 series by the Allen School Peer Advisors. In this episode, we'll be discussing how to use ED, also known as EdSTEM. If you're unfamiliar with ED, it is a course communication tool designed for STEM disciplines, including computer science. ED makes it easy to communicate with your professors, TAs, or other students even when you're away from class. To do this, the first thing you need to do is go to edstem.org. This will bring you to the homepage where you should click Login and type in your UW email. It might prompt you to go through UW's login portal, and then you'll have to go through 2FA or two-factor authorization. So make sure that you have your phone ready so you can log in. This is what the dashboard will look like. You can see at the top we have a list of all of the different courses, and as we scroll down, we have an archive of courses you may have already taken. If you click the bell icon, you can also look at notifications to make sure you're up to date on all your work. Let's take a closer look at how to use ED by clicking on one of these tabs. This is the Allen School Career Board discussion, and so the way to navigate this is using this panel on the side. You can see a bunch of different conversations or threads. The ones that are super important are going to be pinned, and you can tell if they're pinned if they're at the very top of your discussion board, and they'll also have this purple pin icon. If I click on this one, we can see the title of the thread as well as how many people have seen it. Some other helpful things are to star or to watch a certain conversation. And so this will give you notifications specific to this particular thread if it's something that you want to pay attention to. You can also like or unlike a post. If you'd like to leave comments, you can do that as well. It's similar to Markdown, so if you want to type something, you can also add some cool styling if you'd like. You can also incorporate links as well. The shortcut for adding a link is Control-K if there's a certain link that you'd like to include. And so some other helpful things to keep in mind. You can also see someone if they are like an external relations director, if they're an advisor or a student leader, there'll be a purple tab at the top so you can have some awareness of who's making certain posts. Additionally, some other things, you can see that there are different color-coded titles, so career-related events, career-related peer Q&A, etc. So you can actually sort if you click on these different categories, such as internships, part-time, etc. And then if you don't want to filter, you can also click X. Another helpful tool to keep in mind is that if there's a blue dot, that means it's new, and so clicking on it will remove that if that's something that you'd like to do. And so this is the Allen School Career Board. Another one that's really important is the Allen School Undergraduate discussion. And what you'll see is a similar setup with these pinned messages and then other messages here as well. And again, you can use these sorting filters, which are pretty helpful. Beyond the Career Board and Undergraduate Discussion Board, most, but not all, CS courses will also have a discussion board dedicated to that particular class. Another thing to keep in mind is that messages can be endorsed, which just means that a TA or a professor has seen a student respond to something and agrees with what they're saying. And that's a good thing to keep in mind when you write your own questions. And this is an example of how to do just that. So, for example, I might ask a question about an important deadline, and to do this, I should also categorize my post accordingly and make sure that there's not already a similar thread that answers my question. So in this case, it's about an assignment about homework 3, so I make sure to categorize that correctly, and I can go ahead and write my post, and in the same way, I can add any images, links, or styling to my question. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that you can make private or anonymous posts as well. Private just means visible to you and staff only. It'll have your name on it. Anonymous means you're anonymous to other students, but not your professor or TAs. You can also make a post in the same fashion. But wait, there's more. Additionally, some courses also use ED as a way to give out lecture materials or even give you assignments. Let's look at one example of this, CSE 312. So in addition to this discussion section we also have these extra tabs at the top, workspaces and lessons. If we go to lessons, we can look at different P sets that have been assigned, and we have a question, and we also have some place to run code, and it also has a terminal that you can use and console. If you click mark and run, you can also run your code and mark to see if you pass all your test cases. The workspace section acts similarly, where you can create new workspaces, and you can also select what language you want, and you'll also have a terminal to run your code. Another thing to keep in mind is that you can customize your ed experience too. So to do this, you just need to click on the top icon and then click settings. And then if you need to change your email or any security options, you should do that on the account tab. And then moving to notifications is how you can decide how many emails you want to get in case you don't want to get any spam. The next thing is the appearance. So on Ed Discussion, if you want to make the thread style less full or more compact, you can do that as well. You can also change the theme. I prefer dark mode, but if you want to change it to light mode, that is an option as well. You can also sync it with your OS. You can also change the language if you desire to do so as well. And that's it.